Hello everyone and welcome to the iTutorial YouTube channel of Tagore PG College. This is the Python class. In the previous sessions we have learned how to get input from the user and how the control statements will work. But here we will learn in this session the loops, the command line arguments in Python. So let us start and continue. The topics that will be discussed in loops will be for loop and while loop, then the command line arguments, and then getting input from the user in how many ways. So let's continue with the iterative statements that are while, for, and some nested loops in which we will use while and for loop. So it is the structure. You can see here is the diagram where first the condition is evaluated, and after that, if the condition is true, then a particular conditional code is executed, and again then the condition will be evaluated. If the condition is getting true, the conditional code block is executed again and again, but if the condition gets false, the conditional block will be exited. So here is the while loop first. In the while loop you can also understand through this diagram there is a while expression in which condition is there, and if the condition gets true, the conditional code will be executed, and if the condition gets false, that while loop or the while block will be exited. So we can check a while loop in Python repeatedly executes a target statement as long as a given condition is true. So its syntax or its format is, first we will write the while in the small letters. We don't have to use the capital letter anymore, and then we will put the expression here or the condition. Then we will put this colon here. After putting or after placing the colon here, when we press enter, the control will take us to some distance. It is called as indentation. This space which is automatically provided by the Python is called as indentation, and if you will delete that indentation with the backspace, this will generate the error. So let us see the example for while loop. We have just taken a variable count equals to 0, then we have placed while here, then we have written the expression that the count should be less than 9. So we have to execute or we have to run this while loop how many times? It is up to 0 to 8. So then after that we have placed the statement here. The count is, this is the message that we have inserted here with the double quotes, and with the comma we had printed tried to print it the value of count. Then we had incremented the count, and you can notice here that I have written the statement here without indentation because it is out of the while block. So when we will execute this program, after saving, we will see the output is, the count is 0, the count is 1, and as I have earlier stated, this loop will be executed less than 9, means 0 to 8, and after all that, all the statements which got printed again and again with their values, the ending statement good going is there because it was out of the while block. So hope you have understood this program, and one thing I want to say, if you will not correctly mention the condition or expression here, or if you will not mention the increment or decrement here, your loop can go to the infinite state, and when the infinite state will be there, you have to exit that control by using the Ctrl plus C keys. So in case of for loop, it is also used for iterating over a sequence. We can use it with the list, tuples, dictionaries, set, or strings. You will say what are these? Like list, tuple, dictionary, set. You have not learned about them earlier. These are types of arrays. as in the C++ you have learned arrays, and there are only some type of arrays like single dimensional arrays are there, multi-dimensional, double dimensional arrays are there. But in Python, these arrays or these lists are categorized into lists, tuples, dictionaries and sets. So we can work the for loop with these elements, and we can also work with the string also, and break, continue and range. These types are used with the for loop. So how they are used we will see in our next session. And for the for loop, first it will check for the item from the sequence, like whether the item is present in the sequence or not in the for loop. If the item is not present in the sequence, the loop will be exited. And if the item is there in the sequence, then it will execute the block statements which are present in the for loop. So it will continue till the items are present in the sequence. So this was the for loop, and here comes with an example of for loop. As I have given here 5 examples regarding the for loop. Here we have taken a string, like I have mentioned the actual argument Python as a string. I have not taken or I have not utilized any formal argument, just I have placed the for loop. Then we have taken a variable letter. In is the also keyword, and Python is the string. So it will print the string letter by letter, and after that I have created a list here, and it will print the item by item in the list. And here we have used the break. If banana will be found in this list, then the loop will be exited and all the other items will not be printed from the for loop or the list. But in this section I have used continue, so it will first match the x, that is a particular item. If it is equals to banana, then it will skip printing the banana and only print the apple and cherry. After that we have also worked with the values or the numbers, in which we have initialized x initial value to 0, and then there is the conditional ending value that is n6, and there is the incrementing variable that is 1. So here we will give the number by how much you want to increment your loop's value. So I think you will notice or you will see this loop will work up to 0 to 6, means 7. No, this will not happen. The loop will be executed up to 0 to 5. The number which we have placed here, it will use -1 from that number. So let us see the output here. This is the output, and after that it is done. So in the next there are command line arguments. How we'll use the command line arguments? Actually the command line arguments are given after the name of the program in the command line shell. As in the earlier sessions when we have installed the Python, I used to say that you have to click on add to path option so as to run the Python script at your command prompt. So at that command prompt we can give or we can run the programs by using the command line arguments. So there are 3 most common types, which are sys.argv, get opt module, arg parse module. So first we will work with sys.argv. So here we will import sys file from the Python, then we will just give an total arguments n equals to sys.argv, as it comes in the string form. So we have to first calculate its length. The total number of arguments are n. Then the first argument will be taken as the name of the script, and after that the other arguments are considered for the calculation or for the further processing. So here you will start first the command from the start menu or from the run dialog box. You will first run the command, there you will see the command prompt. Like user or whatever the user you have. After that, you have to notice this whole address which is provided on your this shell program. Like I have named this program cmd1.py, and you will see this is the whole address. So you have to open this prompt up to that address. Like my cmd1 program's address is app data, local programs, python 37. Then after that, you have to type the command python. Here is the command python. Then I have typed the name of my script file, that is cmd1.py. After that, you may give the arguments. Like I have given here numbers 2, 6, 4, 6, 10, but you don't have to mention the commas, because if you will mention the commas or as a list to differentiate, it will generate the error. And you can see the output here. The total arguments passed are 6, and the name of Python script it has printed, that is cmd1.py, and the total arguments passed which are displayed here, and we had actually summed, or we have added these arguments, so result is 28. So in the same manner, you also have to run the this type of file on the command line arguments. So how we will get the input from user? We have already discussed this in the previous sessions, but at this time we will again say this. So we will use the input keyword for getting input from the user. Here I have taken the variable nm, which will get the input from the user in the string form. But what if we want the data in any other type? So here is the age. We have to get the data in the integer form. For that, we will just typecast or convert the whole statement and put the int keyword here. So after that, the data in the numeric form will be there. So there comes with the assignment section, and in the assignment section you have to write a Python program to just first square all the numbers from 0 to 10. Then you have to find sum of all even numbers from 0 to 10, and then you have to read the 3 numbers, and you have to check how many numbers between A and B are divisible by C. After that, you have to print the factorial of a number. Again, you have to generate up to 10 positions, the Fibonacci series. Then you have to print a right angle triangle using this asterisk sign star. For that, you have to first read the number, that how many times your loop should be executed, or how you will print this series, star series, in a triangle form. Then after that, you have to get input a number from user, and you have to check whether that is prime or not. So that was whole about this session, and for more knowledgeable videos on Python, just like and subscribe the iTutorial of Tagore PG College.